Welcome back to another episode of the Block Runner Podcast. I'm your host, William, always here with your co-host, I-Man.
What's up, dude?
On the sticks, we got TJ.
Hello.
All right, dude. We had a Twitter space this morning, right? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you have a lot of Twitter spaces. Unfortunately, I can't like hop in too often because it's like right in the middle of my bath hour. You know, but I have you guys on in the background as I'm like scrubbing down. You know, it's like
yeah. What's your take? Are we like on the right path? Like from your perspective, you're listening in because you know it's like, are we veering off to like useless conversations, or are they constructive? Or are you entertained with these conversations?
There's periods of like engaged and then disengaged, right? But that's with any discussion. But yeah, it's so I think it's always
when you're engaged. What is it around? Is it like the philosophical outcome of Bitcoin and like it's sheer lack of recognition of the true value, like where the actual value comes from? Is that because that's what engages me?
Yeah, I think that is a very engaging aspect whenever everybody is like collectively poking holes at Bitcoin, which I don't think many people regularly do.
Yeah,
or commonly incorporate as a thought exercise, right? Because in order for NAT to have any like value premise, it has to serve some sort of like
fundamental goal or solution, right?
Yeah, solve some sort of like a real deep-suited problem.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, like people need to openly have these type of conversations to even like have a starting point, which you tried again with that minor group, but you only had like 10 minutes to do so.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So you got to have conversations like these, which I think take a long time.
Yeah, and these types of conversations, they really poke at your worldview. Absolutely,
because it's really hard for somebody who's been in this space for as long as most of the people in that space have been, right? The crypto space, right? Most of us are veterans, right? If anybody's in these Twitter spaces trying to understand NAT, like, you know, you're not a newbie in most likely of scenarios.
Yeah. There's no way there's like new people in the space. Well, they have to be, right? They're looking for opportunities. Like,
well, for one, like retail existence is like at all-time lows in these markets, so probably not. Like, I don't think retail isn't like taking notice of like what's been happening over the last few weeks with NAT, right?
So you're saying that the existing crypto audience, they're just like they've been in the crypto space and they're looking for the new narrative to like hop into.
I think so. I think there's like a desperate market fervor for that because you could see it like, you know, in the whole broader sense, it's like every week there's a new emergent meta narrative that's kind of happening. Like, oh, it's hyperliquid and perp dexes. And then like, there's literally like 3 to 5 days of excitement around that narrative. And then the next week it's prediction markets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the next week it's all of a sudden Binance. CZ's tweeting a lot these days.
Yeah.
So therefore we all need to rush liquidity and bridge to Binance and pump as much stuff as we can. That lasted literally 2 days.
Yeah. Right? You showed me a meme called Binance Life.
Yeah, it's all in Chinese lettering, right?
Yeah.
It ran from nothing to 300 million in like a day.
So
of course I had to Google translate this meme, expecting like the most hilarious of phraseology. Yeah. Right? This must be really funny to go to 300 million, and it said Binance Life. I was like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, maybe it's not a perfect direct translation. It could have like some swing to it in the right language, but yeah, it's not exactly funny.
Maybe it doesn't need to be funny, right? But that was kind of the point. And then of course you got the strategy token.
So hold on, it went to 300 million. Did it just like nuke or?
Let's take a look. Because people on crypto Twitter today, they're all posting doom charts of Binance coins, right? Because
I see. Okay.
You know, it's predictable, right? Like, again, that is the state of the market because it's overexhaustion. It's smoke and mirror overload. It's nothing of substance. Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, because CZ's involved, therefore we're going to like port over the culture of memes to Binance Smart Chain. All of a sudden that's going to fester into something of substance and interest? Not really. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so this is what you call headless chickens.
Yeah, it's a headless chicken syndrome because of the lack of anything of substance or like any real problems to solve, any new primitives to actually play around with, stuff like that we've had in cycles past, right? And there was a real market of substance happening. Yeah. Which resulted in longevity, right? Yeah. Not people playing hot potato, bouncing around from chain to chain and getting wrecked perpetually.
Yeah, the average hold time for any of these tokens have been in the seconds.
Yeah, or for the tokens themselves, but for the meta, it's like you have days. Yeah. Days for a meta to come and go. Remember creator coin markets, or what is it called?
Internet capital markets?
And creator capital markets? Where are the streamers at? I thought streaming was supposed to be like this massive thing by now.
Well, I thought there were some big streamers like going over to Pump, weren't they?
Rumors. Speculation.
Right.
No. Instead, they're signing like $500 million deals on Twitch and shit like that. Okay, maybe not that much. But
but
you know what I mean.
Something,
They're getting NBA contracts over there in Twitch and Kickland. I don't think they're going to be migrating anytime soon, right? So, yeah, in the absence of that, the market exhausts. And so, what was the origin question there? Like, we're circulating back to what?
I'm forgetting now.
God damn it, dude. You're supposed to keep track of these things.
Yeah. So I guess we were talking about Binance and Binance Life, and look up to see if it actually nuked or not. But as you look that up, we're talking about it's because of lack of substance. And so notably, guess who came back?
I don't know.
Tomlinson.
Oh, the great Tomlinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tomlinson was a bull poster of NAT, like way in the early days.
That's right. Okay, you're asking me about the Twitter Spaces.
Yeah, the substance behind the Twitter Space.
Yeah. So it's that is engaging part of these conversations because nobody's having conversations like this, I think, in all of like crypto Twitter, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because I joined some Twitter Spaces just to listen in, and you're right. It's just like what the price of this is and
how to chase the next meta, right? It's like, okay, strategy coins. There's something on Ethereum that took off. So therefore, because we're all in a desperate headless chicken state, it's like, let's just wrap that into our ecosystems and collectively agree. We're going to pump this narrative. And then subsequently, you got people raising millions of dollars unjustifiably.
Yeah.
And people in the market is expecting these results to go in a positive direction.
Yeah, and then the people blame everyone else from like dumping the token.
Yeah, it's Solana's fault somehow.
Yeah.
Solana must have found their way into our ecosystem.
Yeah.
And that's why things aren't working out, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's mental gymnastics is what it is.
Yeah, without the people orchestrating these schemes, actually thinking about what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And they're like, let's just run it. And so, let's just run it. If you're the ones raising $5 million, of course, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then when the whole system like halts to a screech, it's like, maybe I shouldn't spend the rest of the 80% on buying, node monkeys? Mm-hmm. Because they're going to continuously go down anyways.
Yeah. So I found it. It actually ran up to 500 million, not 300.
My goodness.
And right now it's down to 250. So
it's down 50%.
50%. Yeah. So who knows where it goes from here? But, of course, this was the main rallier of this 2-day meta.
Yeah, and it really started with CZ like talking about Aster.
Of course. Yeah, that, of course, onboarded a lot of liquidity interest to that chain.
It was like night and day. So you have a Twitter feed. You go to sleep. You wake up. Your entire Twitter feed is about Aster.
Yeah, it was crazy. And again, that was like
orchestrated.
And for just, a few days, right?
Yeah.
The perp dex wars.
Yeah, the payments to the tweets like stopped, right? It's like you got paid enough to like tweet 3 times about it, and then that was it.
Probably. But again, it's just whether it's paid or not, again, it's just I don't know. It's the market the consciousness of the invisible hand. It doesn't know where to go. It doesn't know where there's the actual value exists. So it's just it's very fickle at the moment. It can be hoard in any direction to any means.
It can be paid to like swing one way or another. Yeah. Only temporarily.
Yeah, so the result of that is that this is why retail existence is at an all-time low, because there is no
consensus.
There's no opportunity there.
Yeah.
zero opportunity within like the crypto markets, right?
Yeah.
Because retail is always, they're known for being late to the party, but if the party's only like a few days long, like there really was never a party to begin with.
That's
so
right.
Retail just doesn't want to do that, right?
Yeah, and even then, if there's like multiple parties like per day, it's like, which one do I join?
Yeah,
And they end all too early.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, you can create as many flashy UI, or UX, front ends as you want.
Yeah, and have funny looking mascots with abs.
Right. Yeah, it's just not going to work, lads. Until we actually discover something with substance that, really, I don't know, just changes the whole cultural vibe of what it is to be in crypto, right?
Yeah, speaking of, so what do you mean by substance, right? What does that mean?
Yeah, I keep saying substance a lot.
Yeah, well, both of us. It's like substance is where you have a thing that does not depend on like people always talking about it, or it does not depend on like some sort of flash in the pan, because it has substance. Like you can continue talking about it, and because it has substance, eventually it'll catch on. And so I think this chart represents that, right? So people minted NAT token for free, and they set like ridiculous prices at, Super X. And then of course it went down, but because there's been like these milestones of like, okay, now it's going to be sent to the miners. There was some interest. This miner started moving NAT, and then now the second miner started moving NAT, and then this thesis of Bitcoin's security budget declining problem becomes known, and therefore NAT being the only solution. Then you have like interest again. So this is what it looks like to have substance, is that it doesn't have number go down and stay down technology.
Yeah, and it is a conversation that can prevail, right? More than just a couple of days long.
That's right. Yeah.
That's really what I mean by substance, right? Because the more you talk about it, the more you start to discover different like vectors of opportunity and vectors of
just new understandings, and therefore more conviction.
Yeah, and then people are starting to, if you read the NAT paper and you understand it, you have these conversations around NAT, but you got to kind of like interpret what can manifest beyond NAT to really wrap your head around, like, what is DMT?
Yeah.
What is this substrate layer that we've kind of identified within Bitcoin, and how can it get applied? What does that ultimately result in? The nature of those conversations is a result of the fact that NAT, it brings in a new primitive, right? It's a discovery of a new primitive. Just like whenever NFTs were first introduced, you could have substantial conversations over like a year-long time frame.
That's what happened
about NFTs.
That's right.
And many developers can come in and utilize this new technical framework.
Yep.
To now create new value within the network. And that was a real bull market with real retail existence, because that was an actual opportunity.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that doesn't exist today, right?
Yeah, so we speculate on like why that is, and it's hard to kind of pinpoint like why. And one of them is like lack of primitives. So DMT is a new one. NFTs was a new one in 2021. But what are the other primitives that we've seen? It's like bonding curve style liquidity bootstrapping. Would you consider internet capital markets as like a primitive, or that's like more like a use? Yeah, that's an application of the bonding curve.
Yeah, the bonding curve and the fee dynamics.
The fee dynamics.
That's another primitive.
That's one. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so ICM, CCM, all these are just applications of the discovery of these new primitives.
Yeah.
And so these things they have collectively, like, there's some longevity here, but maybe they don't have proper product market fit yet.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, so we have the fee dynamics, and then now we have like the strategy tokens that was pretty hot over the last couple of days, I guess.
Couple weeks.
Couple of weeks leading up to, like, I guess the launch of Node strategy.
Yeah, which happened today, right?
Yeah, so let's take a look at that.
Yeah, we made a video a few days ago.
Yeah, here we go.
About this very topic. NFT strategies. So the idea of sprinkling Michael Saylor juice about
that's right.
is enough.
Yeah.
But not actual Michael Saylor juice, right? I think people are quickly running into the reality of the situation. Michael Saylor has some sort of substantive power that the rest of us do not, right?
Yeah, the underlying asset has the number go up technology. Like the underlying asset, which is Bitcoin, has you apply that to a problem, which is fiat currency, and therefore naturally Bitcoin, as people discover what fiat currency is, if you can print money out of thin air, well, you can't print Bitcoin out of thin air. Therefore, Bitcoin is a better store of value than, holding a bunch of cash. And therefore, number go up for Bitcoin, like over a long stretch of time. And so Michael Saylor has leveraged that NGU to create products out of that and has successfully created levered products to continue buying Bitcoin after selling those products. And so then these headless chickens, they're like, well, why don't we do that for our picture project? And it's like there is no number go up technology with any of these picture projects. And so how are you supposed to sustain purchasing the underlying asset just by launching and raising funds to actually do that? And so because they lack this NGU, you cannot successfully do this.
Yeah, most likely not.
And so that was our discussion that happened a few days ago.
Yeah, on the Twitter space, right?
Well, I think we did a video on this too.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's completely reliant on, again, the fee dynamics, but
which is
stretching that beyond what normal expectations, right? 10% tax.
Yeah, which is in internet capital markets, it hovers between 1% and 2%.
Yeah, but in this case, like that is the fuel to this cogwheels maintaining motion.
Yeah.
So already we're starting to see that like break apart because, as soon as the market sentiment kind of crumbles, guess what happens to the wheel?
Yeah, it stops. Yeah. Yeah. So the prediction was that it didn't seem like it was going to work, and I mean it doesn't look like it's working, but this is still like day one roughly. So. I
asked you earlier, like, okay, it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
There's many.
So what? Yeah. So what are they going to do to like make it work?
Yeah, because I've seen some examples on Ethereum where it was working for X amount of time, a few days. They're acquiring several punks, auctioning them off.
Yes.
Using those residuals to buy and burn the underlying token.
Yeah.
So it's like working, wheels are spinning, but then liquidity dries up, and now no more punks can be acquired.
Yeah.
So the whole thing stops. So what are they to do?
What are they to do? Well, the issue is that punks cost $200,000 each. And so there isn't a lot of people with 200 grand like burning in their pockets waiting to like be spent to acquire these punks. But punks, they're the blue chip of NFTs. And so they stood a chance. But because the underlying asset is like has such low liquidity, it's very difficult to maintain this. Bitcoin and these fungible tokens, they stand a better chance because they're fungible, right? There's millions of people looking to buy Bitcoin, right? There aren't millions of people who can buy a punk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are they supposed to do?
Game over?
Yeah. What are they supposed to do?
Can't think of nothing?
No.
Yeah. So the source has to come from some sort of some other source of revenue generation.
Yeah, you asked me that offline, and I say, well, create an app that solves a problem that generates revenue that gives that you could take that revenue as buy pressure for the underlying asset. That's how you do it.
Pretty much.
If you cannot solve a problem, you will not have continuous usage and therefore continuous revenue to continuously buy the underlying asset.
So maybe it's some other like novel NFT launch platform.
Yeah.
Like that's like newly generated collections.
Yeah. I mean,
creating like their own little micro flywheels, but like the revenue generated from that is aggregated and then refunneled to fuel the wheels of these like legacy legacy strategy tokens. Therefore, they're like accruing these NFTs into like this parent platforms like Treasury, therefore growing its value. It has
That's a
own
very
token.
good thesis. I think that is a sound thesis. I think you are acquiring picture projects that are not even worth all that effort.
But they're worth something.
They're worth something. It's just,
you know,
what would happen if like a successful app did that and acquired, 20% of the supply of punks? Would that be a good thing? Would that be a good thing for the entity that holds 20% of punks?
Only if there's enough like market consensus, I guess, because I don't know. The virality of like the underlying new NFT launch platform, say it has like similar success as Pump.Fun, it creates a whole new NFT meta.
Yeah.
It's like the hype around that alone, and in the context of this broader NFT acquisition strategy,
yeah,
would bring a whole lot new of reinvigorated like sentiment across the board, therefore increasing the value of like the legacy ones, right? Because we have a whole new generation of like new NFTs launching from this platform. It makes the value and esteem of like the old ones higher. Right?
So I know what you're talking about, and it's not clear to the audience what you're talking about, but I know what you're talking about.
What am I talking about? I'm literally just theory crafting here.
Well, no.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Let me see if I can explain what you're saying.
Okay.
There's a difference between legacy NFTs and then new NFTs.
Well, yeah, depending on what the new NFT is. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I just said that under the assumption somebody would figure something out to classify a new generation of NFT.
Correct.
Versus an old one.
So let's establish what legacy and new means. Legacy really starts with the genesis of the NFT. How did it launch? Right? It launched with, here's my picture project. Here's like a few teasers on my Twitter account. I'm going to set a price, $50 each, and there's going to be 10,000 of them, and here's the date on when we're going to launch.
Yeah.
And for some reason or another, KOLs get in, they pump it, and it sells out. They make $55 million. Now, the creator made $5 million. Now, what is he to do? Right? What does he do?
Nothing, right?
Right. He tweets and Twitter Spaces, and
maybe hosts like a party at a conference.
Yeah, go to a party.
Yeah, hand out some.
The vibes are there.
Some beverages.
Yeah.
some pizza sometimes on occasion.
Sometimes, yeah.
Maybe a little yacht party or two.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it's like, shit, I already iced $1 million. Should probably slow down on all this stuff, dude. It's like,
yeah. And
let
then
me call in Frank the God and his boys to do some shoeies,
Yes. Yeah. And then the $50 price goes to like 48. And I was like, okay, then it's like $40. It's like, oh, this is just a correction. It's fine. And then it's like $1.50, whatever. And then, the creator walked away with $4 million net profits.
Yeah. Good time.
Good time.
Good cycle.
That's exactly what happened in 2021.
Yeah. Times 1,000, basically.
More than 1,000, probably.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you get the point. There was 1,000 yacht parties last cycle from NFTs. And yeah, back then it was easy pickings, right? Good luck trying to do that today.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And so people are still trying to do that today. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And in some cases it's successful. And if you want to call it success, it's like selling out, but it's the same. It's the same dynamics.
It's number go down tech.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
It's like you sell out. It's like everyone is excited. And then it's like, okay, then now what?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I bought this like overvalued thing. It just continuously goes down. Like, why did I do that? Yeah. And so slowly people pick up on this pattern, and then it just like doesn't work on average.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Right. So that is what is defined as legacy.
Yeah. So what is the new model?
So the new model is you take the legacy model and you just don't do that. And then do something else, and then that qualifies as new.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying pretty much what I'm saying. You're saying nothing. It's like, yeah, something other than this, right? And whatever that ends up becoming.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that nobody's doing something other than this. They just keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why the strategy thing, the Michael Saylor juice sprinkle-a-thon.
That was like, hey, maybe this is the new thing. It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
It's the same problem. It's like high market cap and number go down tech.
It is the same problem. Yeah, you didn't actually introduce anything
Exactly.
of substance or anything new.
That's my point.
Yeah, so the market has to come to grips with that. Let's rerun our powwow circles on Twitter. It's like, fuck, another existential crisis amongst us all.
Yeah.
We thought we cracked the code. It was
Yeah,
like this is what was going to send things back to previous all-time highs, and then therefore regarner retail's interest, and then let's just,
Yeah.
we did it.
Exit our bags.
Basically, that is like the perpetual attempt. Like, let's come up with some kind of cook or two, just so we've introduced exit liquidity into the market.
Yeah,
right?
but see, the thing that surprises me is that if you play this out, like just in a theory, you just like come up with this theory of like this strategy, you could also conclude that it wasn't going to work. You didn't actually need to run the experiment to know that this was not going to work.
Well, I think you did, because it's not working in its current version, meaning like we don't know if there's some other further iteration down the line that can all of a sudden make this work. Like,
yeah, but that would assume that there was some sort of iteration down the line that would make it work.
Yeah, but you can't ever get to that discovery without like the first iteration, right?
I don't know. I think
so.
Not all the time. I think you should always run experiments for sure.
Yeah.
But what is the thesis that you're testing here? The thesis is that I'm going to raise $5 million. I'm just going to buy the underlying asset. And because I'm buying the underlying asset, people are going to want to buy the token.
No, but that's data, right? That because that didn't work. That's data to suggest, okay, we don't do more of that. We need to come up with something else.
I like the fact that we're experimenting because it's data. And it's like, here's proof that this strategy didn't work or is not working, right? So that there's proof there. But I don't think you need to run experiments on everything just because the experiment needs to run under a thesis that it can work. And and if you look at the thesis itself, it can't work.
Yeah, but it was working for a period of time, at least from Punkster's perspective, right? It worked in the sense that it went from nothing to 300 million market cap.
That is a more interesting experiment.
Working, right?
That is a more interesting experiment because why? Because Punks is like the crown NFT.
Yeah.
It's like if it doesn't work on that, if it doesn't work there, why would it work on my shit pictures?
Yeah, it can't. But again, because it was perceivably working, right? To 300 million market cap, like that is enough of a signal for the rest of them. It was like, let's give it a shot. How much can it work for us, right?
Yeah.
And then now, a week or two into it, we have a lot of data suggesting it doesn't work all that well, as at least not as well as it
doesn't
did
scale
for
down.
CryptoPunks. Not entirely.
Right.
Yeah, not to any degree again, to where we've discovered the mechanism of entering into a new paradigm, right?
Yeah.
And where we can have a distinguishing classification between legacy and modern.
Correct. A systemic like launch mechanism.
Yeah, again, it's something that's going to result in a new meta that's not days long. Something that's going to extend hopefully for like a year or more.
Yeah, and a good example of this that we've all experienced recently would be Pump.
Yeah, exactly. That falls within the category of like basically a year long meta introduced into the market.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Despite all the hate it gets and stuff, it objectively pulled off that.
Yeah.
It's one of the more recent examples of that, right? Ordinals had its year long thing too.
Yes, it did.
Ordinals in context of BRC20s and
so we have Pump.Fund did it, right? Year long meta, and then Ordinals another year long meta. Mm-hmm. It's like, what did they do? What did they introduce that led to a year long meta? Like, I'm not saying specifically, but what is like the overall conceptual introduction here?
Like a new. There's many ways to kind of like label it, right? Either it's a new asset class, a new market vertical, either a new primitive or the new utilization of existing primitives that resulted in these like new market verticals, stuff like that, right? Like, and to me, that's the definition of substance, right?
Yeah.
This is actually like, these are examples of actually pushing the ball forward, right?
Couldn't agree more, dude.
Yeah. So like that is the issue, right? It's like, and then so Ordinals ran, it's exhausted already.
Mm-hmm.
Year has passed. Pump exhausted, year has passed. So the market's left in limbo, right? It's like, what is that next thing?
Yeah.
And we think, or we're suggesting, that next thing can be that NAT thing that seems to be running.
Yeah.
And while everything else is like number go down, right? And I think that's some sort of signal of opportunity. You know, if you truly understand what is NAT and what is the substantive primitive that NAT brings along with it,
Yeah.
of DMT, there are some components missing to it, which is why it's not like accessible in the state it needs to be.
Yeah.
So I guess take this conversation as like a signal, if you will, if you're one of the lucky ones who's like here, paying attention.
Yeah.
Right. You have a position over basically the rest of the market, as far as like an opportunity to, be first.
Yeah.
Right. Because what we're saying is pretty soon, and I've had this conversation with some of our old creators from mScribe, like in little conversations and such. They don't really know what we're up to, like from the broader scheme of things beyond just, proliferating and understanding around NAT. They don't really know how DMT is going to have its contextual presence within like the broader crypto market.
So we were talking about that privately, and I made the suggestion, and I'll make the suggestion in public just to get some feedback, is maybe we need to do like a Discord call with all of our creators and tell them like what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, because we make some suggestions to the what's upness in the NAT paper. I mean, it's the whole ending conclusion, in my opinion, the climax to this story that is NAT.
Yeah.
Which is the proliferation of DMT and the activation of Bitcoin as this like ubiquitous arbiter of digital reality.
Yeah.
Not just within the Bitcoin ecosystem itself. Like that's what NAT is.
Yeah.
But this can be applied everywhere else.
Yeah.
And have contextual logic into the manifestation methodology of crypto in general, right? So
these
are just words.
Let me explain what you're saying.
Yeah, please.
So think of how valuable DMT is in the context of Bitcoin. You're using the thermodynamic properties of Bitcoin, and you're creating substance and content from it.
Yeah.
And we've done that successfully with NAT and NatCats and Chaos and Natalia's. All these things, they have provenance to the pattern creation on Bitcoin, and they will continue to persist if that pattern continues to be discovered in future blocks, right?
Yeah.
So why not take that, export it to a lot more friendlier developer environments such as Ethereum or Solana?
Yeah.
And then basically it's an API call to an indexer that's reading the chain and says, hey, did this pattern occur? If yes, we got a new sword in my game. Yeah. And that
is one example of utilization.
Yeah, and now you can have like an on-chain base game that's based off like the recognition of patterns on Bitcoin, but you're leveraging the friendliness of a user experience in context of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Of an Ethereum or Solana or pick your chain. Yeah,
correct. And then like the microtransactions happening within that game economy, within this client state, if you will, where there's like an interchain process between what is the exported substrate value of Bitcoin that's being utilized by these game developers, that's being executed by these smart contracts and interacted with by these players and such. There is an embedded fee within all of that gets that redirects a portion of that value back to Bitcoin through NAT itself.
Yeah, through the purchasing of NAT.
Yeah, purchasing and burning or
whatever
the
decide.
Mechanism ends up becoming. But the whole underlying ideal is to address the big picture problem to Bitcoin itself is its lack of revenue.
Sustainable security, yeah.
Yeah, so we can create an entire whole new value layer to Bitcoin and export it abroad, right? But yeah, so then, okay, you created this game leveraging this new primitive. It's like, okay, now I've got like non-arbitrary sequence of events happening within this game sphere. It's like, you know what else is a hot sector out there? Prediction markets. I could build a whole prediction market
100%.
app around the occurrences happening within this virtual environment. It's like this game developer developed some sort of algorithm that weather patterns occur based on some sort of something in the help me think of a field.
Like transaction field. Like,
Well, what are the data
if a
fields?
nuke goes off, there's a lot less transactions on the network, right? So it's like,
No, I mean like one of the data fields of Bitcoin. The nonce, so that's like the randomness
Sure.
field. So it's like some sort of sequence of a pattern occurrence
Sure.
within a nonce.
yeah,
Triggers a hurricane within my game.
yeah,
So let's form a predictive environment around that. When is the next time a hurricane is going to like disrupt this part of the game or whatever?
yeah.
That is a non-predictable.
Or even a higher level view. It's like you could run a prediction market and who mines the next block.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, of course, you could.
Right? Because if you're betting on Foundry, you're going to be right often, but the value gain is going to be negligible, right? But if you bet on like a solo miner and you actually bet that the next block is going to be mined by a solo miner and it actually happens, then you win a ton of money.
Yeah, so then there's that, right? Like, so there's a lot of, this is what I mean. Like, this is what was cool about NFTs, right? It's like some early adopters gets their hand on this new technical primitive and they're like, let's create art out of it.
Yeah.
We were there during those days, right?
Yeah.
Or let's create digital land and distribute it and attempt to build an open metaverse.
Yeah.
That was Decentraland.
Yes.
That was Sandbox.
Dude.
And then let's go even further. Let's distribute like little game creatures and build like an entire play to earn economy around this stuff and onboard millions of people around the planet.
Yeah, these are signals, guys. Like Bitmap going and doing its run was a signal. It was like, wait a minute. This is a signal that something new is here.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's I'm glad you brought up Bitmap because obviously we played a major role in like what Bitmap was, but during that time you didn't really feel or it wasn't, I guess we didn't realize the gravity of like what it is Bitmap achieved going from nothing to 300 million in value during the peak of a bear market. That is a very substantial, like you're saying, a signal.
It's a signal. Yeah, it's a big signal.
That means we've actually discovered something of value. Right?
Yes.
And there was no like paid KOL.
No, zero.
CZ didn't give any of us any money.
No.
To promote this thing.
Zero money.
Actually, the complete opposite of that. All the institutional actors of like that day saw Bitmap because it sent off such a bright signal.
Yeah.
And they're
actively faded it.
Yeah, the instinct was to, whoa, because that's frightening because.
Yeah, my bags aren't going up. Someone else's bags are.
Yeah, and it's hard to understand like new things, right?
Yeah.
Innately and instinctually, people's reaction is always to like be fearful of that new thing.
Yeah.
I'm much more comfortable in these old things, these legacy things.
Yeah.
So the attempt should be to like proliferate that and ignore the new solutions to big problems, right? And
right.
That's why I totally agree with Elon. Somehow Elon always comes into this podcast discussion.
Yeah. Friend of the show.
But yeah, somebody asked him. It's like, there's a lot of billionaires out there who are kind of like subscribing to that Brian Johnson guy.
Okay, yeah.
The vampire.
Yeah.
His beliefs, right? It's like you don't want to die. And when you're super rich, you probably have the best
incentive not to want to die.
Yeah, incentive and opportunity to discover some way not to die.
Yeah.
But you seem to not care, right? And he's like, because I don't think no matter who you are, you should live forever because then humanity has like a state of like essentially stagnation where there's no new generation coming in with new ideas. Like everybody always has to die in order for new ideas to emerge and proliferate. And
I mean,
it feels similar in this, like the whole industry is operating off of a lot of old ideas.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude.
And the resistance of adopting something new, right? Because there's a lot of self-preservation afoot. And again, understanding our natural instinct to be resistant and fearful of new things. Yeah,
ideologies. New ideas question your understanding of reality.
Yeah,
and people are fearful of that.
And directly attacks your position within reality.
That's right, yeah.
So it's our like, natural instinct to fight
If you're holding a ton of gold, you hate the fact that Bitcoin is taking off. It's like, what do you mean gold is not the thing that you're supposed to be holding? Yeah. How's that possible?
Yeah, that's why us Bitcoiners keep saying, it's like, just wait for the graybeards to die.
Yeah.
And then there's nobody left to
really contest.
To hold that contention, right? And then Bitcoin wins.
Yeah.
So then it's like, you got Bitcoin maxis and such. It's like, trying to, establish their foothold on everything and prevent everything from happening.
Yeah.
It's like, well, those guys need to die too, in a sense, in order for like new things to emerge.
Yeah.
Right?
Is 15 years like too long? Like, can you form like a strong conviction in something that persists over 15 years, and then after 15 years it's like outdated?
Oh, in the context of technology, yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 15 years is like
It's
150
forever
years
for tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the technology of 15 years ago that's already like outdated? Can you think of one?
Okay. Yeah. One that we still use today that is outdated. I can think of one. Easy. Batteries. That technology is like 90 years old, and it's essentially the same.
Right.
It's a chemistry thing.
Yeah.
It hasn't evolved but beyond that.
Well, can it? It can, right?
I assume it can. I assume it can.
Yeah.
I have to assume it can, because that's like default. Like if you're a scientist, that's the default position that you have. So you have to go and figure it out.
Yeah, that's the position that you have to, right? Otherwise, again,
it's like, can we go to the moon? It's like I assume we can. I don't know if we can, but I assume we can. So we have to figure it out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, again, this is why you got to cleanse out the old in order to bring in the new, because the old, it's like they're
the old is like, no way.
Yeah,
we don't have the technology to go to the moon. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Physics is this like, you can't.
It's undeniable.
Can't disrupt it, but you need a new generation of people who are like,
you know what,
who don't believe that.
Yeah,
it's
we're gonna try.
No, we can actually change, like remold reality, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like something to do with like just the age thing. It's like when you're younger, you just tend to have.
I think it's the conviction that you have versus time. So if you have a conviction in something and you've spent a lot of years in that conviction, you sort of like solidify that. And when enough time passes, there's someone who challenges that conviction. There's like, no way Bitcoin is going to overtake gold. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think it's a function of time and like your static conviction.
Yeah, I think so.
It's why religions still have like staying power. It's because of the time factor.
Wait, yeah. I don't know where religion falls into this, but
I mean, everything is a religion according to Murad, right?
A belief system.
Or belief system, yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I guess so. But tying it back to again, how do we start on this loop? How does this keep happening? I thought we were looking at charts. That's the underlying question, right? It's like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on?
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, do we just like spin up narratives for the funsies, for the moment, for the seconds, or do we just like focus on the substance and try to solve problems?
That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm exhausted along with everybody else. Like, I'm sure if you're in this crypto space, like this has to be the most frustrating of times, right? Because this is supposed to be like the golden period of the cycle, right? Where Bitcoin is in price discovery mode, or at least it was for like a second.
It was like a few seconds, dude.
It just got rejected again.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it, right? Why I don't know. There isn't this Cambrian explosion of new market verticals that we can all appreciate and identify as substance, and like we have in the past. But I doubt it. I don't think it's Bitcoin's fault. I don't think.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier to talk about substance for a longer period of time because, like you're saying, everyone's exhausted. But you know what? You know what's interesting about that exhaustion? For the last 2 years, we've been talking about DMT and NAT. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about the same thing. And then Tomlinson comes back, 2 years later. Like, he goes off to do his thing. He comes back. We're still tweeting. And what are the block runner guys tweeting about? It's like, what is it? NAT? They're still talking about NAT after 2 years. What's going on? It's like, wait a minute, it's $50 million. What happened?
Is that what he said? Like that was like his comeback experience, basically. Yeah, because he said he spent the last couple of years dabbling in the AI industry, right?
Yeah, successfully.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody. if you happen to be involved, that's like being involved in crypto during the 2020 cycle, 2021. It's like almost everybody raised back in those days.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's like if you're in the AI space at the right time, you're a smart cookie, right?
Yeah.
I would say. So yeah, he came back because that bubble is probably near topping,
It's pop,
or maybe it already popped.
Mid pop.
Is it mid pop? You think?
I think so.
Yeah, some of these valuations are pretty insane.
Yeah.
They do remind me of like, it's like Steppen raising like $300 million or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Move
like,
to earn, the new paradigm.
you have like fucking Sequoia and like A16Z agreeing to that thesis. It's like, you know what? We're going to give you all our capital.
I got to look up Steppen, dude. I have to. This is actual insanity playing in real life.
Yeah, the crypto market got insane. Pretty insane. But I imagine that was Tom Wilson's experience in the AI sector. It's like, man, just you basically can't miss because there's just that much fervor in the idea behind AI and AGI. Can't find it?
I don't know. Is it Steppen?
I feel like it's not Steppen.
Okay, let me look up move. There's got to be a category called move to earn.
I feel like it's GCR.
Right?
For some reason, GCR is hitting me. Look up GCR.
GCR.
The ticker.
Hold on. I got move to
earn. Oh, you
earn.
found the whole category.
GMT. Is that it?
I don't know.
Hold on, let's click on this.
Good morning, Toronto. I don't know.
What is this?
Get moving. Get moving.
Here it is. Steppen official. Yeah.
Oh wow.
All right. So right now, 117 million.
Wow, it's still up. It's still.
Oh shit.
It's holding.
It's holding, dude. Maybe we're the dumb ones.
What the?
Yeah, get to moving, dude.
So wait a minute. Something's off here. I'm looking at.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
That's more like it.
$3.80 down to 4 cents.
Basically, $1 or nothing. I mean, 0.
Yeah, it's down 99% over 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sequoia Capital. What you got? I'd like to understand the thesis that you understood.
Was it Sequoia? Well, let's just call it Sequoia. Whatever.
Yeah.
Don't sue us. We're not.
Yeah,
we're not
libel.
defaming.
Yeah, we're actually not. We're just not clued in.
Yeah. So I mean, that's so he was saying. I guess the AI bubble experienced something to probably a much higher magnitude of a degree of what the crypto market experienced 4 years ago. But that seems to be ending most likely, at least for the smaller players.
Yeah.
So he peered his head back into the crypto sphere, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And then found
us again.
Found us still here.
Talking about NAT.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I was just talking about, your son had a birthday last year when he turned 1.
Uh-huh.
And he has a little book like every year.
Yeah. Captain's log.
We signed him little messages, right, on his birthday. And last year I was like, yeah, man, we're trying out here to like really get this thing going.
Did you mention DMT?
I think so. DMT, metaverse, all this stuff. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, we're actively building so that your future will be
secured.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then next update's going to be like still at it, basically. A whole year went by and, we're still trying, little lad.
Yeah.
Little
yeah, I remember that. I remember that was October.
Yeah.
And man,
just so he has some context, right? When he gets older, and I don't know, one day he's like dusts off that little book, the captain's log.
When he has to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's at McDonald's, he's like, "Fuck, dude." He's like, "They really tried it, but didn't really amount to much, did it?"
Right.
Who knows, dude? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's more like, he's like in his little spaceship.
Yeah.
It's
like heading to Mars. Thanks, Dad.
Heading to Mars. Thanks, Dad, for that, first class ticket to Mars because you stuck to NAT, and I'd like to understand how this came to be. How did I get myself in this position?
Yeah. How am I the only one going to Mars? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah. Well, here it is, little Willard. There's a clip, dude. Send it to him. We're over here still at it. People are like mind blown. Like, I can't believe they're still at it. Right?
Yeah, and I think this is a function of substance. I mean, how do you talk about a meme coin for 2 years straight? How do you do that?
It's true. Because typically, most initiatives, again, they're short lived. in crypto, in the context of crypto, unless there's like some actual conviction in the substance behind it all.
Yeah.
Which clearly there's some serious conviction here. We think there's tremendous value to be added to the crypto space because we see what's happening out there, and we're exhausted by it just like everybody else, and we're sick of it.
Yeah.
And it's here, but it's not fully here yet. But NAT right now is the best representation of what that is and what it can be. And just belief in that is the best thing you could do. If you're as equally as exhausted as we are and you're desperate for some new paradigm
There's
actually
some
coming
hope.
in.
There's some hope, not in the context of like number go up. Like that's not the hope that I'm talking about. There's hope that at least there's something of substance out there that I can believe in versus like all these other narratives that fundamentally fall apart like really quickly once you start looking at it.
Yeah.
And this isn't to say that the substance isn't good enough, right? Like NFTs, the function of an NFT, that's a cool idea. But it needs to be applied properly. Right. And you can misuse an NFT as we did in 2021 and have a fundamentally interesting and important component to cryptocurrency just completely nuke. Right. Yeah. Because of how we used it. And so we need to take a look back at NFTs and don't do what we did in 2021. Do something else. Do something different. Figure out why it collapsed and then do something that counter that why.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what we do all day, dude.
I think we're trying to do that, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So once we can talk about what we're doing.
God damn it, dude. Yeah.
So all right.
In light of that, again, if you're watching this, you're one of the lucky early ones, right? It would be the equivalent of like, and I'm trying not to sound like, I don't know, saying these types of things without some sort of interpretation of delusion of grandeur, I'm not trying to, like, it would be like the equivalent of, I don't know.
Luke Dash Jr. saving Bitcoin, right?
Well, that's an example of like.
Yeah, delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, but me saying, if you're watching this now, it'd be like, I don't know, you're in the boardroom conversation of Dapper Labs before they released the ERC 721 standard
I see.
and crypto kitties and all this stuff.
I see.
So if you happen to be there at that time, you have some sort of forefront knowledge of a new primitive that will be introduced to the market.
Yes.
You wouldn't have like full conviction that it's going to work.
Yeah, this is like, hey guys, you're in the boardroom. This is the boardroom. It's like, here's what I call an NFT. It's like, here's the structure, here's like the technical bits.
Yeah.
And if this works, this could be a valid contribution to the cryptocurrency industry. But we don't know if it's going to work because we've never done this before.
But here's this thing that we're working on.
Yeah.
That we think
that utilizes this underlying primitive.
Yeah, this new primitive, this new framework, this new technology, whatever you want to call it. And we think this new thing, once we release it, it's going to do very well in the market and therefore give the broader market the contextual understanding of how to replicate this systemically and therefore creating, a much broader market mania with real sustainability.
Who knows how people are going to use NFTs? It's like, you can't really predict it. It's like, when they saw this, it's like Metaverse Land and like picture projects and art and,
But
whatever.
they knew, that team, Dapper Labs, they knew there were signals about before they released their framework, right?
That's true, because people had tried to do this without a framework.
Yeah, like Rare Pepe's.
Yeah, that's right.
Even I think
Decentraland
CryptoPunks.
Decentraland had, I think, NFTs before NFTs.
Yeah, same with CryptoPunk. They had to rewrap their product under the new standard.
Yes,
right?
yes.
In order to participate in this network effect.
In the industry of NFTs.
Yeah, so like we said, we've seen the signals. Bitmap is a signal that the market really likes non-arbitrary creation, right?
Yeah.
They've identified something novel there, and there was a period of time that, they were wanting to be a part of this thing, right? But it's just not properly structured in an industry compatible way yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what we're saying. That industry compatibility is on its way. That's what it is we're building.
Yeah.
And focused on, because that is our way to fully express this conviction we have and like really test it out, right?
Yeah, yeah. And so there's members of the community who think that we should be like on a roadshow and giving out presentations
For NAT.
Nonstop for NAT, yeah. Which I think is it's a valid application of someone's time. I totally agree with that. However, I think we could be more impactful by spending some time and finishing this platform and releasing it, because I think that could have a bigger, if not equal, effect to us going on a roadshow.
Yeah, I think so.
At least for the time being, like couple more weeks, few more weeks.
Yeah, but I imagine once all this stuff is released, it's like more time sinks emerge, right? So you gotta manage these things, and things go wrong. You gotta manage fires.
Yeah, but still, that time spent on that could be equally, if not more, impactful than giving out speeches.
Well,
and
that's what I mean.
presentations.
Yeah, so it's like it's not.
I guess.
Release.
Yeah, you're right. Good point.
It's like, unfortunately, this is just that roadshow modal of operation. Just we probably won't be able to do that for a hot minute, right?
Yeah.
Even though we're gonna participate as much as we can.
Yeah.
Whether it's like somebody got some notable miners together in a Twitter space, and
we'll join.
Yeah, just hit us up, and it's like, yeah, we want to join.
Yeah,
but we can't be actively out there pursuing these bodies, right? Because what that does is it disrupts the pathway to, again, delivering on this pathway towards conviction.
Yeah, consistent impact too.
Yeah, because we think the market really needs this, and we've been saying this for a couple of years, right? It's like, because it's been a couple of years of like frustration. Even with ordinals, it's like, yeah, this is objectively something cool and new. What Casey introduced, like the ability to leverage Bitcoin for some new creative endeavor, like that's really something I never thought would be possible.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and therefore I never had any interest in Bitcoin. It was just snooze-a-thon to me.
Yep.
And he completely changed that perception. Right? That's a big deal.
Yeah. Thank you, Casey.
Yeah, but even still, I was like, this stuff is still like the same old shit.
It's the same stuff. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, when we first discovered ordinals, it's like, this is very cool. Yeah. It's very cool. It's just that how is it being used? It's like for the same stuff we've seen before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like this, we knew it was not good enough. We knew it.
Yeah. So it wasn't until Bitmap where it was like, okay.
That's when it clicked. This is different. This
is different than everything else out there. This is brand new.
Yeah.
And that's what the market wants to feel too.
Yes.
Right? It's like something new. But yeah, you can't just have this experience only localized within the Bitcoin ecosystem. That's our thesis, right? Our understanding. It needs to expand. It needs to reach every corner of this thing we call crypto.
Yeah, right? And so that is the thesis that we're going to try to run an experiment, right? This is another thing that we don't know if it's going to work, but on paper and through multiple extrapolations of one path and other paths, like it seems like it does address a problem that we've identified with NFTs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to find out, dude. So
yeah,
I mean, everything's good. Very happy that NAT's done what it's done. Yeah, we were looking at all the charts of like previous ordinal like breakout things, right? You could probably list them on a single hand, right? Like Ordi,
here
Sats.
it is.
Oh, okay, you got the charts.
Ordi, yeah.
There's Ordi. You got Sats, another BRC20 token. Like these were very explosive things, right, that emerged from this new market vertical that Ordinals introduced, right?
Yeah.
Now this was like a couple years ago. So it's like, okay, what's it going to take for these things to kind of like re-experience that initial wave of interest? So far, really nothing has come through except for NAT.
Yeah.
You extend the list down to even Bitmap itself, Dog, the Rune token,
Bitmap.
and then just name out any of your other ordinal collections that were created, whether it's the puppets, the node monks. The no monks that went up a little bit because of the strategy thing. But across the board, basically nothing has captured or struck the same or a similar nerve that it did when it was first introduced into the market.
Yeah.
But NAT has. NAT is the first one.
Yeah, and this is an example of not staying complacent. Like if we had stayed complacent on that, it was just emitting tokens, some bot was just consuming it. Like it would be number go down and stay down tech.
That's where Bitmap is.
Yeah.
And people are going to hate me for saying that, but That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what the whole market is.
And Bitmap is extremely valuable from like because it's utilization of Bitcoin.
Mhm.
But Bitmap is more valuable when developers build on top of it.
Yeah, and attempt to again redefine what this thing is in order to achieve product market fit. Really, and what that means is like you're actually bringing in substance into the market because it's addressing a big problem, or again, it's
and running experiments on it too.
Yeah. So this is a good signal again that something within the ecosystem of ordinals has discovered something of value. The market sees that and they want to see it, progress from here. I think.
Yeah.
And everything else, there's a reason why there's persistent stagnation across the board, and there's this desperate attempt to just sprinkle a little bit of manufactured hopium on top of it to put out this illusion of progress.
Yeah.
When there really is none.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. This is the same tactics that people use in crypto, like pretty consistently, that try to make something into something that is not.
Yeah.
And I had asked a question earlier during our conversation to the community, is like, do you want to join a Discord call with specifically creators?
Yeah, again, because if you are one of those types.
Yeah, if you're waiting around, it's like when mscribe updates or when DMT updates, is like, well, there's a big update coming, right? And if you want to know about it, let's jump on a Discord call with the rest of the creators, because I've had some of these calls privately, and I keep saying the same thing multiple times, and the creators say the same thing as well, because I pitch them the problem, they understand the problem, and then I pitch them the solution, and they're like, yeah, this is a great idea. And so I don't want to keep doing this one-to-one forever, because I can't like scale that. So let's just jump on a call and let's just go through what we think is the problem and what we think is the solution. And if you think we should have this call, let us know in the comment section below, or send us a DM. Join the Telegram for NAT. By the way, that's almost like above 1,200 people. And it's at 1,200, 2 months ago, it was around 200.
Yeah. Yeah, the price was at like 2 million.
2 million, yeah.
2 or 3 million. Yeah, so significant progress again. Signals.
Yeah.
Don't ignore signals. Especially at a time where it's so difficult to achieve anything these days. And if there is some sort of signal in the market, it's typically short-lived and not authentic.
Yeah.
Right. So like, this is a big one, right? And again, if you're positioned here, there is something you can do, to not just your own individual advantage. If you have some sort of ability to create in these markets.
Yeah.
But again, to the overall ecosystem's advantage, because the more people that participate, the better outcome for NAT and Bitcoin and all that.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, let us know in the comment section below. Definitely DM us, join the Telegram. And if you have any questions, please let us know as well. I appreciate you for watching, and we will catch you in the next podcast.
Peace.